Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So before I really dive into this video, I just want to say that the things that I'm going to talk about are not in no way meant to hurt anybody or offend anybody. These are just my opinions and the way that I view this particular topic. So I'm not trying to shame anybody or, attack anybody. I don't want anybody to feel that way. These are just based off of my personal experiences, and ultimately these are what led me to feel the way that I feel about this particular topic. So the thing I want to talk about is the fat acceptance or body positivity movement. Now, I'm not going to say that they are inherently bad, because there is a lot of good that comes from these movements. A lot of, people are able to accept themselves, and sorry, the sleeve keeps rolling up, it's getting on my nerves. A lot of people are really able to find that love for themselves that they at one time did not have. But I do have some issues with more so the fat acceptance movement as opposed to the body positive movement. And I'm going to get into that. But whenever I think of the body positive movement, I think of, people, loving the skin that they're in, and just overall being happy with who they are, or, somebody who has a disability or a unique feature that most would deem not attractive, and, embracing that and accepting that, and, being able to say, like, hey, I was born this way, or something happened to me to cause me to become this way, but I love who I am, and I love the body that I'm in. Now, when it comes to the fat acceptance movement, I have a lot more of an issue there, because I feel like the fat acceptance movement is really trying to push this narrative that obesity is perfectly fine, that there's nothing wrong with it, that it's okay to be obese, and like, for me, that's not the case at all. Like, I don't agree with that at all. And they try to push this narrative of healthy at every weight, but you look at somebody like this, Eugenia Cooney, and we can all be in agreement that she is not at a healthy weight. And I'm using her as an example because she is at the furthest end of the spectrum of where it comes along the line of eating disorders. So we have her, and we all agree, she's not healthy. She needs help. She needs to go back to rehab. These are things that we all can agree that she needs to do. But then we look at somebody like Tess Holliday, and we celebrate her. And like, if this was if you can sit there and say, oh, healthy at every weight, then we would be celebrating Eugenia Cooney and saying, oh, healthy at every weight, when clearly that is not the case at all. But here we are, glorifying this, and I'm sorry to say it this way, but it is clinically true, morbidly obese woman as some kind of hero for, plus size women. And I'm not going to sit here and say that she hasn't done great things. She has done great things. She's been on the cover of Cosmopolitan. She's walked down the runway. But at the end of the day, I do kind of feel like that her being overweight, her being obese, is really her only niche. Like, if she was a regular sized woman, or even, a super thin, runway model, I don't think she would get as much attention or reaction that she gets. And I could be wrong. I don't know. I really don't know much about Tess Holliday, other than that she is, a plus size model, and she's been on these runways. But some of the things that she says, like saying, that, when you try to lose weight, that's being fat phobic. And I am an obese woman. I am clinically obese. So for me to say, I'm clinically obese, I want to lose weight, I want to work on myself, that doesn't make me fat phobic. That is me seeing that there is a problem and acknowledging that there is a problem and wanting to change that problem. Especially with my family history, where diabetes runs in my family, high cholesterol runs in my family, heart problems run in my family. So many medical things run in my family, and being obese kind of helps those along, kind of causes those to be worse. I mean, I'm sorry, if you are clinically obese, if you are obese, or even morbidly obese, there are going to be health risks. There are going to be joint problems, heart problems, breathing problems, cholesterol problems, blood pressure problems, diabetes problems. I'm not saying that Tess Holliday has all these problems, because I don't know. I don't know her medical history. I don't know her family history. But I'm saying that these are things that can come from being obese. The other thing that I want to talk about is these people in the fat acceptance movement really don't show you the ugly side of plus size or obesity or fat acceptance. They don't show you the ugly parts, and there are some ugly parts. Anybody who's watched My 600 Pound Life knows that that is part of the ugly part of it. Those people are clearly not healthy, and they're not doing anything to be healthy. And like, my father was a morbidly obese man. He was very big. Even before he passed away, I would say he was pushing probably 600 pounds. He was big. And he had been on a waiting list for a very, very long time to get gastric bypass surgery through the VA, but that never happened. He was never able to do it before he passed away. But I remember seeing my dad sitting on his bed and there being so much fluid on his legs that it was actually pushing through the skin on his legs. It would look like dry skin with like fluid coming out of it. And he couldn't put lotion on it because then it would just turn the skin to mush. And another thing, and this is like, hope my family doesn't get mad for me talking about this, but I feel like this is a point that needs to be pointed out, is my mom would have to stop everything that she was doing to go into the bathroom and clean my father because he was so overweight that he couldn't reach around to clean himself. Like, I love my dad. I had a wonderful father. He was a very good father. And those are some of the ugly sides of morbid obesity. So this whole healthy at every weight, I don't agree with that. I don't agree. My dad was not healthy at 600 pounds. I'm sorry, Tess Holliday may work out and she may do a few things here and there, but I seriously doubt she is healthy at, her whatever weight she says that she is. And we can look at somebody who's at the furthest end of the spectrum, Eugenia Cooney, and say that she is not healthy. So we really need to stop with this healthy at every weight, because it's basically saying that it's okay to be as skinny as what Eugenia Cooney is, and it is okay to be as big or if not bigger than what Tess Holliday is. And like I said, these are just my opinions. This is just how I look at things. I'm not trying to say these things to like hurt Eugenia Cooney's feelings or to hurt Tess Holliday's feelings. I'm just using them as examples to show the vast difference in range of what an eating disorder could lead to. It can either lead to, being very, very, very underweight or to being very, very overweight. So again, this is not shade to either one of these ladies. I'm just using them as an example. But I do want to also talk about eating disorders, and there's a large spectrum of eating disorders. It can be from not eating at all or to purging, all the way up to overeating and overindulging into food. And me, I'm one of them people, I overindulge. I have, I use food as a way to fulfill a void sometimes. Like if I'm very depressed or very unhappy, I'll eat. Even if I'm really happy and wanting to celebrate, I'll overeat. So I really have to watch and maintain how much food I'm taking in, because I will overdo it. Excuse me. I will overdo it. I will sit there and, and it's really kind of hard to explain, but it's like I don't have that shut off switch that most people have to say, oh, you've had enough. So like if there's a bag of Halloween candy in front of me, I will eat the whole bag. And, I'll feel like crap afterwards because I ate a whole bag of candy. But it's like my brain doesn't say stop. So I'm having to train my brain to know when it is time to stop eating or when it's time to put that food down and not do these things, you know, and be more active. And, you know, that's just two of the very, very drastic differences in eating disorders. And they're both very, very real. And I think a lot of people forget that, especially in the fat acceptance community. They forget that, you know, a lot of these people who are obese or morbidly obese is because they have some sort of eating disorder. Now, on a rare occasion, it is because there's a medical problem or some kind of medical issue going on that causes them not to be able to lose weight. I'm not discrediting those people, but I'm saying the vast majority of people who are very much overweight or very much obese is because they are not active and they're overeating. And there may be a case where they need to go to some kind of therapy to find out what is being their trigger to cause them to want to overeat. The same as I feel with Eugenia Cooney. I feel like she needs to go through some kind of therapy to seek the reasons why she feels the need not to eat and to maintain this very underweight figure that's clearly unhealthy. You know, people who are morbidly obese need the same thing. They need the same kind of treatment to figure out what it is that makes them want to overeat and overindulge and continue to have this overweight stature that is harmful to them. But again, like I said, these are just my opinions. These are just things that I've been thinking about, how I view things. In no way was this meant to offend or hurt anybody. I can understand the purpose of the body positivity movement, and I can understand the purpose of the fat acceptance movement. But I do think that both of these movements have their flaws, and people really need to sit there and evaluate at what point is it time to say, okay, no, but this is wrong. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. I am going to be having another haul coming up, so that'll be out very, very soon. And again, thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.